Hello, everybody. This is Violet Lang, and I'm super excited to talk with you tonight about this concept of an upper limit, which you've probably heard about in things like weight loss or your career or in business. And there's this quote that I have on my vision board for 2019 that I found in a magazine that said, "In case of emergency, break glass ceiling," which I love because I feel like women are breaking the glass ceiling all over the place in politics, in corporate America, in, new athletic records and all of that. And in love as well. We see more and more embodied, sensual women who are in power couples and really doing their thing with a lifelong partner. It's no longer about the trophy wife or about someone who's just kind of sitting at home or just looking pretty, although if you want to look pretty, that's fine too. More and more men are looking for the total package, a real life partner. But oftentimes we have this artificial limit on how much love we think that we're deserving of, or how much love we think we can have, or the type of partner we think we can have, or how long our relationships can last. And the reason this can be a total bummer is that our relationship patterns get set when we're really young. Think about your very first relationships are with your parents or with people that are really close to you. And that could be a good thing or that could be a not so good thing. Or there might be pieces of it that were excellent and then pieces of it that made it a little bit harder to get into a relationship. Or maybe your relationships when you were young were awesome, but your first boyfriend or a later relationship down the line ended up being abusive or, abandoning, or things happened that were really traumatic. It's not your fault if you feel like you struggle in relationships, because so many times our experiences in relationships are not maybe ideal. So again, it's not your fault, but I still want to help you get through this upper limit when it comes to love, because why settle for down here when you could be living way up here with someone who really cherishes you and adores you and inspires you and treats you like a queen? And if you're saying, "Great, Violet, so where do I actually find this person?" Let me tell you that when you shift things on the inside, things appear differently on the outside. So if you're wondering where are all the good guys, or how come I can't find a man like that who really is at an upper level, there's probably something going on with you, either a skill set that you haven't mastered, like how to flirt in a way that's feminine but empowered, or maybe a heart set that you haven't mastered, how to deal with your own emotional volatility or resistance, or a mindset that you haven't mastered. Maybe there's an old limiting belief about feeling unlovable, or feeling that you're not enough, or feeling that you have to prove yourself in order to have love. So you know that you've reached an upper limit if A, you want more. So if you want more in your love life and you're watching this live or the replay, write yes in the chat bar or put a heart or a thumbs up on that, because I don't know who doesn't want more love. Even if you're in a great relationship, I have a kick-ass partnership and I still want more love. I still want even more romance, more flowers, more passionate nights, more trips together, more, waking up on Sunday morning and making brunch and then going on a hike, like all these things that add so much life and meaning and passion to our existence. So if you want more love, you're not alone, even if you're already in a great relationship. But my guess is if you're watching this, maybe you're not in a great relationship yet and you're wanting to learn maybe what's standing in your way. So my question is, if you knew that you could have anything that you want when it comes to love, what would you start doing? What would you start doing if you knew that you could have whatever you want? Maybe you'd be more confident. Maybe you'd go up and talk to people at the bar. Maybe you would start taking better care of yourself, your mindset, your heart set, your skill set. Maybe you would get some help in this part of your life if it's really important to you and it's just not working yet. And then my other question is, what would you stop doing, right? What would you stop doing if you knew that you were going to have and worthy of and capable of having an extraordinary love? Not just a check the box love, but an absolutely extraordinary love. What would you stop doing? Maybe you would stop swiping so much online or spending tons of time online not getting where you want to go. Maybe you would stop keeping the door open with some of your exes or having someone with friends with benefits. Again, no judgment, but you got to ask yourself sometimes, is that getting me closer to what I really want? And knowing that what I really want maybe isn't here, but it's here. It's off the charts. It's beyond measure. It's a love that can conquer the world. Like, don't you want to love like that? I do. That's why I do what I do. So what would you start doing? What would you stop doing? And then what would you continue doing? What are the things that are working for you? So sometimes I talk with women and I say, what's not working for you in your love life right now? And they say, well, pretty much everything. I don't have a love life. And that's true. That may be true for you as well. Or maybe, you're getting interest from men online, but they're just not the right caliber. Or maybe you're going on some dates, but you're just not feeling chemistry. Or there's a million different reasons why you could be keeping yourself artificially small in love and in life. Because when a woman has love, she is in her power. I think this is true for anyone, but especially for the feminine energy. When we have love, we feel unconquerable. we have a hand at our back supporting us, guiding us, a loving partner to encourage us, versus if we are not feeling connected to love or to healthy love, then we're either in a relationship where we feel we need to minimize who we are, not go after opportunities, walk on eggshells, believe negative things about ourselves, emotionally feel frozen if our partner is emotionally frozen, or sometimes emotionally be volatile to make up for our partner's unexpressed emotions. So when we're not in a great relationship, we can really feel small if we're in an unhealthy relationship. And if we're single, it's not that you're necessarily small, but if you're single, there's probably even more love that you want to give. Connection, intimacy, sense of fulfillment, a sense of reaching new heights with your partner, a sense of giving back and having a shared mission. My husband Jason and I, one of the things that I thought was really cool is after we had been dating a few months and become exclusive, we talked about what's the purpose of our relationship. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, but it's like, what's the purpose of this thing that we're creating? Because a relationship is this third space between you and your partner. And I think the most powerful couples and the most powerful relationships have a really clear vision of what their relationship is creating. Not just what each of them is creating, or not just creating a family, although that is amazing too. I love that. But what are you going to co-create together with your relationship? How is that third space going to impact the world? And maybe it's through art, or maybe it's through teaching yoga classes or workshops, or maybe it's through traveling around the world and inspiring other people that they can have whatever they want when it comes to adventure. Maybe it's starting a nonprofit. Maybe it's starting a business. Like, we live in such an innovative, creative time that picking your partner is a very important decision. And one of the factors to consider is, what are we going to create together through our own paths, but also through this third space relationship that we're creating? Hi, Misha. Thank you. Nice to see you. Yes. And so as you ask yourself, in order to bust through my upper limits in love, what would I start doing? What would I stop doing? And what would I keep doing? Ask yourself, what am I doing right now that's helping me break through my upper limit? And maybe it's not clear. Maybe you're like, I'm trying a million different things. I'm going online. I'm meeting people in person. I'm trying to work on this. I'm seeing a therapist, but it's not quite clicking. You know, a lot of times women come to work with me when they've already done a few other different things in terms of self-development. Maybe they've even already worked with another dating coach, but it doesn't quite fit. And the reason why they choose to work with me sometimes after that is because it's integrative. I work with mind, body, and spirit. I work with feminine and masculine, and I have a blend of both therapeutic but also coaching-based principles. So anyway, enough about that, but I just want to share that there's importance about what do you want to continue doing, because you might already have habits and rituals and practices that really support you. But if not, if you don't have those habits and rituals and practices that support you in breaking through your upper limit when it comes to love, then it's time to get a really solid daily practice, a daily practice which supports you in connecting to your feminine, opening your heart, keeping your mindset solid and strong based in love, not fear. I mean, there's so much that's possible when we stop looking at things just from a micro lens, like a very tactical lens. And that goes for a relationship too. Like, one of the things that oftentimes women kind of fall into the trap of is that, not just women, men too, but we get so focused on the logistics, on this 3D reality of, when is he going to take me out on a date? And when is he going to text me back? And, you know, how many months have we been together? And when are we going to be boyfriend, girlfriend? And believe me, I want you to get all those results, and you will if you work with me. But what I want to encourage you is to look beyond just the logistics and beyond the 3D world, because most people want to love where time stands still, or they feel such exquisite surrender into the pulse of the universe, or they feel like they're a goddess, and the way that they walk with their man or their partner feels like they could take over the world. You know, they feel like Cleopatra or, you know, Marilyn Monroe or Beyonce or all of these figures. Elizabeth Warren. I'm trying to think of all these other figures that are Alexandria Cortez. Like, it's not just the celebrities. But if we want that sort of profound love, then we've got to get beyond just the logistics. We've got to get into our hearts, into our bodies, trusting our intuition, and breaking through those upper limits. So I want you to just take a moment and reflect on, am I living as the woman of love that I know that I was meant to be? You know, on a scale of 1 to 10. Am I living as the absolute goddess of love, an absolute queen? Or am I maybe kind of just floating and just kind of skating by? And if you feel like you're at a plateau, it doesn't have to be an upper limit. You don't have to stay there forever. It can just be a little breather until you get to the next step. But sometimes we get very comfortable. We get comfortable with being single. We get comfortable with old beliefs like, you know, men suck, or they're jerks, or I'm never going to find anyone, or, you know, it's supposed to just happen magically. And there's a lot of magic in this world, but it works best when you also take action, when you're also putting yourself out there and learning and growing and being open and developing relational consciousness. There's a lot of conversations that we have that are just very informational, kind of like that 3D world I talked about, where it's who and when and what and, all the little pieces, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there's so much more that's available. It feels like a breath of fresh air when you can receive in that way and when you can give in that way. And so part of the journey is to make sure that we're not just getting stuck at a plateau, that we're really looking for openness and looking for expansion and looking for that relational element. So not just informational and also not just personal, because I think love is bigger than just who we are as a person. It's the force that's moving through us. It's why we're here. It's an opportunity to create and forgive and have compassion and grow and, again, feel that timeless quality. So the more we can open to that universal love that's flowing through us, but understand how to bring that into our personal lives, the, I think, better we're going to feel about interfacing with everyone, and also the more nourished and fulfilled we will feel on our own personal path. So those are just some of my beliefs about love. But what I really want for all of you watching this is to break through your upper limits, know that you deserve an amazing love, and to really go for it. And along the way, to consider, what do I want to stop doing? What do I want to start doing if I knew that any type of love was possible, a huge love was possible? What do I want to stop doing? And what do I want to continue doing? And if you're kind of scratching your head like, I'm not sure if my behaviors, my mindset, my skill set, my emotional health, I don't know if it's getting me what I want, then I would love to connect with you. We do free 45-minute Breakthrough to Love calls, and these are an awesome way to get clarity on what you would start doing, what you would stop doing, what you would continue doing, and what this bigger vision is that wants to come through you and live through you that maybe you've just been too afraid or not conscious enough about it to say yes. So I'll put a link in the comments. It's violetlang.com/talk, and you'll be talking with either me or someone from my team, most likely someone from my team because I don't really do those calls anymore, but my team is amazing, really high, powerful coaches who love what they do and are all on board to connect with you, because this is our shared mission and vision as a company, is to end the suffering of sexual abuse, physical abuse, trauma, and loneliness through healthy relationships that affect not just you, but every generation. So thank you, Misha, and nice to have you on here. I'm so proud of you and your journey of love, and I'm so proud of each of you for watching and making this a priority in your day and in your life. It's our most precious resource. Love is, not time. We have to make space for love. We have to prioritize love. We have to choose love over fear and over other things that can just get in our way. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you on one of those breakthrough calls with my team, and tune in next week on Monday for a special Facebook Live. Lots of love to you. Mwah. And have a great, loving upper limit, breaking through your upper limit, expansive love rest of your day. Bye.